Today's rant comes to us from The Readout with Joy Reid, one of her guests making an unbelievably stupid statement about guns. So let's roll into it.
They want to debate mental illness. They want to debate evil. The reality is that we are giving citizens unfettered access to arsenals and ammunition, and that is why we have a 25 times higher gun homicide rate than any peer nation. It is the guns.
At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
If what she's saying is true, then we should have less gun deaths than ever in American history, because we have more laws against guns and we have more regulations against guns than ever before. So we should have the least amount of gun deaths ever. But what we actually see through statistical facts is that 100 years ago, when we had less restrictions on guns and less gun laws, we actually saw less gun deaths. So to blame the tool for doing the job it was built to do, as opposed to blaming the person who's doing something they shouldn't do with the gun, we are dismissing the actual problem. The problem isn't the gun. It's the person holding the gun. Cars are not what's killing people. It's the bad drivers of cars killing people. So when you dismiss the people involved and blame an inanimate object, you sound like a moron. And anybody who has any half of a brain knows that you can't blame a hammer for accidentally hammering a nail wrong. You have to blame the person holding the hammer. You know, if a person didn't follow the blueprints properly and build a house, do you blame the blueprints? Do you blame the house? Or do you blame the person who didn't read the blueprints? But the reality is that criminals already don't follow the law. That's why they're criminals. You can't just make things illegal and then it just stops. If you believe that, then you don't understand the fact that criminals are already not following the laws. So more laws doesn't mean they're going to start following those. This is an ignorance by ignorant people who have no concept of what the real world is about, but they talk about things from their pretty little studios and their pretty little fancy lives, never having dealt with anything in the real world. And if they did, then they would know that their argument is irrational and factually disproven. But it sounds good to an audience filled with people who aren't thinking either. If you like this rant, check out one of these other 2 rants. Thanks for watching. Later.
Wait, man, why are you always such a dork, man? What are you talking about? Check you later.